How's it going?
So Olivia told me that she came out here and talked to you, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and what did she ask you?
She asked us to leave.
Okay, and did she provide you with the rules and regulations 7 at the U.S. Post Office?
We're allowed to be here. It's government property.
So it's what?
Government property. So it's open to the public.
Did she provide you with the rules and regulations?
I didn't see him.
Let me go grab those for you. That it does say on there that there is no soliciting or there is no getting signatures on post office property. I'll go get that paper.
That doesn't trump the U.S. Constitution, though.
So I'm going to go get this piece of paper for you to let you know.
Even if I see, I'm not leaving.
Give me 1 second.
I'm still not leaving, so. I really don't care what that paper says. I already know we have the right to be here. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but I'm not getting my rights trampled on.
Well,
it's a First Amendment protected activity. There's plenty of case law. The Supreme Court's ruled on this already. I mean,
the postal master has
they have rules that say, oh, you can't film in here too, but you're allowed to go film in there. I mean, it doesn't their policy doesn't trump the law, you know.
A little different. Filming's different than First Amendment protected activity. No, it's not. That's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is the aspect of going in and filming.
The encounter begins with officers approaching individuals who are documenting activity outside a United States post office. After confirming that a postal employee had already asked them to leave, the discussion quickly shifts toward constitutional rights. The officers offer to retrieve postal regulations prohibiting solicitation and signature gathering, believing those policies justify the request. The auditors remain firm, arguing that internal agency rules cannot override the protections guaranteed by the First Amendment. They emphasize that filming, petitioning, and other peaceful expressive activities on government property have repeatedly been upheld through established Supreme Court precedent.
You can do any protected, you can do any First Amendment activity on the post office. I can stand here and protest. I can stand here and do government petitions. You guys came here last week and did the same thing. So, not you personally, but the police came here last week and told the other guys the same thing, and they actually told the postmaster they could stay because that cop actually seemed to know the law.
Well, that was this officer, and the postmaster at that time had indicated to him that as long as there wasn't any complaints that they received from people coming and going.
Gotcha.
And apparently now they feel that they've had some complaints. So that's why he's checking in on
We've only been here 15 minutes, so.
Gentlemen, I just got here too.
I know, I'm not trying to be rude to you at all. I appreciate your service. I know what you guys go through. But I think he's wasting his time by trying to show me this policy because I really don't care what that says. I already know what the Constitution says, you know.
Okay.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
So I just talked to Olivia, and she said that she did put you on warning for trespassing.
Okay.
I talked to the attorneys with the U.S. Post Office.
Okay.
And they said that this is the rules and regulations concerning postal private property. And
as the conversation continues, the auditors explain that officers responded to the same location the previous week and ultimately recognized their legal right to remain on the property. This time, however, police claim the post office has received complaints from members of the public, prompting another response. The auditors point out that they have only been present for a short time and insist they have done nothing unlawful. Although they remain respectful toward the officers, they refuse to be persuaded by internal policies, maintaining that constitutional protections outweigh administrative regulations whenever the two conflict.
Rules and regulations are.
Okay.
So, she said that she would like you off the property. She's going to come let you know right now.
Not happening.
That she would like you off the property.
We have every right to be here.
Okay. I'm going to go get her to have you, or let you know that.
What's your name and badge number too, Clark?
I am Chief Clark with the Boys Town Police Department.
So you're chief?
I am the Chief of Police.
And you don't know that we have a right to be here?
I do know that there are certain stipulations under the U.S. Code that does not allow you guys to do this particular thing. You can be on the sidewalks. You can be on the sidewalks over there doing your petitions. Okay. But these petitions stipulate the U.S. Code that you cannot do the signature petitions on their properties.
That's not the law. You know the Supreme Court rule that we can do this, right?
I do know that there is a Supreme Court ruling, but that is in conjunction to older buildings.
No, any government building, DMV, any government property.
Okay.
You're a chief, you should know that, man. I don't mind a simple lawsuit against Boys Town Police. It'll be a slam dunk. It'll be a settlement. Make you guys look bad.
That's your choice. That's your prerogative. We're trying.
It's not my choice. I'm trying to. No, you're trying to violate our rights.
We're trying to work this out as best we can.
No, you're trying to violate our rights. We have every right to be here. This is a government building. It's open to the public. This is a First Amendment protected activity. Supreme Court's rule.
The situation intensifies when the chief of police personally enters the discussion, identifying himself before explaining that he believes federal regulations prohibit collecting signatures on postal property. The auditors immediately challenge his interpretation, arguing that Supreme Court decisions protect First Amendment activity across government-owned locations, not merely older public buildings. They warn that enforcing an unlawful restriction could expose the department to legal action and damage public trust. Standing their ground, they repeatedly affirm that peaceful expression on publicly accessible government property remains a constitutionally protected right, refusing to surrender those freedoms despite continued pressure.
It's a civil rights violation. If you want to arrest me, you'll arrest me, but I'm not leaving. I'm doing my job. I'm being respectful. I haven't harassed a single person. I haven't blocked the door. I've been very polite to every single person I talked to. We've been here for, what, 15 minutes?
Yep. So as acting postmaster of this station, we're not allowed to be here on our property.
We are allowed to be here.
The rules and regulations say no.
That doesn't, the Constitution has more power than that.
So just so you're aware that you're not allowed to collect signatures on postal property.
I'm aware of your opinion. Postal property is public property, right?
That over there.
Is postal property public property? Right? I'm asking you a question. This is postal property public property?
This is Boys Town property.
Which is
Private
public. You'll get an education. I mean, it's fine. We can get arrested if that's what you guys really want to do.
Tell them this.
Okay.
We don't want to arrest anybody, so...
Well, then leave us alone. Trying to be respectful to you guys, but I'm not.
What?
Excuse me.
4 hours. Okay. Well, unfortunately, she
has no right to tell us to leave for what we're doing. She has no right to tell us to leave.
Okay. Well, she does in accordance to the U.S. Code.
No, we didn't break any laws. You can't be a trespass from public property unless you committed a...
The confrontation escalates as the auditor refuses repeated demands to leave the post office, insisting he is peacefully exercising his constitutional rights. He explains that he has not obstructed entrances, harassed visitors, or caused any disturbance since arriving only minutes earlier. The acting postmaster continues to rely on internal postal regulations, claiming signature gathering is prohibited on the property. The auditor responds that government policies cannot override the Constitution and repeatedly questions whether publicly owned postal property remains subject to First Amendment protections, making it clear that he will not leave unless he has actually broken the law.
Come on.
Federal property.
Which is public.
And I talked to the attorney for the U.S. Post Office.
Okay.
And they said that this rules and regulations, what she provided, specifically say in here, I'll let you see this.
It could say you can't wear a green shirt too, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't mean it's a law. I don't care what it says.
And collecting signatures or petitions are prohibited on postal service property.
Just because they print that doesn't mean anything. The Constitution says it's not. That's just a piece of paper. The Constitution, the Supreme Court has ruled several times, guys. Come on, you know this.
Okay. So I did talk to the attorney.
I'm not leaving.
Post office. Okay. So I'm going to talk to him real quick too.
So this is protecting unborn children from abortion.
Yes, I know that.
What's your name and badge number?
Deputy Chief Gill.
Okay.
Badge number 2035.
Thanks.
You're not finished. I already know what I'm doing.
Did Olivia let you know what is going on?
I already know what I'm doing. Thank you.
You guys have a good day.
Thank you for your time. Yep, God bless you too.
I'm not stepping a foot out of here unless I've committed a crime, which I'm not going to do.
I'll let you know here in a second.
This, you got the full up. This, you got time on your left.
The debate intensifies when officers cite advice they claim to have received from a postal service attorney and present printed regulations as justification for removing the auditor. Unmoved, he dismisses the document as nothing more than an internal policy, arguing that no written regulation can supersede constitutional rights recognized by the Supreme Court. He requests the opportunity to speak directly with the attorney but receives no meaningful response. Remaining calm yet determined, he states once again that he will not step off the property unless officers can identify an actual criminal offense.
pretty scary that the chief himself is so uneducated on law. He's going to cost his own city a ton of money. And look foolish on YouTube.
They said it's private property.
Well, they're idiots. Not the cop, but that lady's an idiot.
That's all we need to hear. They don't even know that it's a public property.
You guys can't even arrest YouTubers that go in there and video everybody, and they get told to leave too. You guys can't arrest them either. So, what makes you think that this is any worse?
As the encounter draws to a close, the documentary reflects on the broader implications of the dispute, suggesting that misunderstandings of constitutional law can easily lead to unnecessary arrests and costly legal consequences. The narrator criticizes the leadership's interpretation of the law, warning that enforcing policies instead of constitutional protections risks damaging public trust and exposing the city to litigation. The discussion concludes by comparing the situation to other lawful public recording cases, reinforcing the argument that filming and other protected First Amendment activities on government property cannot be criminalized simply because officials disagree with them.